Hey everyone, I'm Fabri from the XMTP team. The parent company is called Ephemera, and we are the developers of the XMTP protocol called XMTP, of course, the app that is called Converse, and now presenting MessageKit. So we are owning all the layers of the stack. Everything is open source. Everything is going to be soon decentralized. So you can think of building on top of the protocol an inbox, or you can think of building on top of the app agents, bots, mini apps, everything that is fun for developers today. So we are going to go deep into how to build agents using MessageKit. And so for that, we are introducing MessageKit, which is a framework for building bots and AI agents on top of the XMTP protocol. Everything on top of the XMTP protocol is encrypted end-to-end, open source, and soon to be decentralized. So we are going to dive deep into what kind of things we can build. And for that, we defined what we call AI skills. And AI skills is a 5-step approach to reasoning. So to build cool agents that are smart and can perform actions. So we are going to go step by step, like an overview. And this is all, of course, documented in the docs. But this is what I'm trying to... So we are going to start with a demo. This is what the reasoning agent looks like. And this agent is going to be interacting with ENS. It's going to be interacting with domains, registering, renewing, doing fun stuff with ENS domains. So let's put play. This should take like a minute. This is the Converse app. I'm starting a conversation with an agent. This is called ENS agent. Recognize that I'm Fabri. That's my Converse username. It's fetching that from an API. Also recognize its register. Fabri.eth is registered. So now it's offering me cool alternatives that I can use to register an ENS domain. So Fabri LFG actually is available, so points me to the website. Easy enough. Now, what else can we do? So yeah, so I was curious. Who's the owner of Fabri? Because my name is Fabri, so I wanted to know more about this owner. Apparently, we can get the domain information. It's also fetching from the ENS APIs. And it's asking me if I want to tip him for getting there first. Sure, let's tip him. And this is just to show that I'm able to tip from an agent. I'm able to perform a transaction. This is going to send a frame. So this frame triggers a base transaction. By default, is 1 USDC. That's what we think of when we say tipping, maybe $1. And as you can see, the agent understands everything that I say. I don't need to perform like very strict commands. Can I renew it? No, you can't. It's not yours. So in the backend, this is how reasoning looks like. It knows that I'm not the owner of Fabri, and then performs action based on that. Can I register Vitalik? No, you can't. It's registered. So understands the context, understands my name, my domain, and you can just have a conversation with the agent, and the agent is going to be as smart as you can wish. What else is in this demo? Okay, so that's reasoning. That's the end of the demo. So now we are going to go backwards. How can we achieve this type of interaction with an agent using MessageKit? So as I was saying, there is a 5-step approach. So we are going to start with reasoning. Now we are going back to fine-tuning, which fine-tuning may be the most important thing. So if you see this piece of code, this is how I train this agent. This is all that is needed in the prompt, besides, of course, the code that goes and checks the APIs. But this is why the bot is smart. This is called fine-tuning. It's not that hard. When you hear that you need to train a bot or you need to fine-tune a bot, this is actually what training and fine-tuning looks like today. So it's basically giving example interactions and how to respond based on those interactions. And you will see that I'm using new lines as separators, and maybe after a new line, you see a command. So that command is going to be performed internally by the bot. So that's, well, fine-tuning is a very important step to make the bot smart. before fine-tuning, we are going to embed that fine-tuning into the whole system prompt. So a system prompt is the thing that you're going to send to the agent, and then you're going to also send the ongoing messages, so it has memory. So in this example, for creating a system prompt, we are using some prompt rules, which is, you can see them on our docs. It's like, don't be rude, be helpful, you are a funny agent on a web-free messaging app, don't guess, don't make assumptions, like guidelines and things to the bot to behave. Then we are giving context of the user who is speaking to the agent. That's fetching information about your ENS or Converse username. Also recognize if you have an ENS domain and has all your information, your wallet address. So the bot is aware in every interaction of your context as a user. Then it's going to parse all the skills. We call them skills, which are the actual skills, like checking an ENS domain with an API. And fine-tuning, and then we end that fine-tuning. Maybe we want to replace some values, like you can see values between the slashes, like ENS domain or preferred name. So we can do like a refresh based on the, customized to each user. So after we generate the system prompt, I can show an example later, but it's not that long. We get into processing. So processing is, hey, I want to check if Vitalik ETH is available. Now it goes into parsing. The agent is going to, based on our fine-tuning, this interaction may be somewhere here. So the agent is going to split the response into 2 lines. And the second line is check Vitalik, because it starts with a slash. The agent recognizes that it's a skill that needs to be executed. So below you are going to see that how it iterates through the messages of the array. And if it starts with a slash, executes the skill. If not, assumes it's a simple message, I just send you a response. Now going deeper, this is how parsing looks like. So now we need to execute the skill, the check vitalik.eth. So what happens here is that internally, this command is sent to MessageKit, and MessageKit returns a JSON. This JSON says the skill is called check because it's already defined. We are going to see how to define skills. And these are the parameters of this particular skill. And you can see the domain, and it's available in a JSON format. So now you get to the code, and you're able to play around with the parameters and the command. If instead of check there was a typo, this wouldn't work. So this command needs to be very strict, and the AI agent knows that these commands are strict, so they always get reliable responses. So what happens after we have the values? Now we handle them. So in this example, this is how to handle the check skill. I'm receiving the domain as a parameter, which was vitalik.eth. Then I'm using one of our functions that is getUserInfo. It's going to give me information about vitalik.eth, like address, domain, description, profile picture, and so on. And it's checking, okay, if there is an address, hey, looks like, sorry, if there is not an address, means that the domain is free. So that's the response that you see in the demo. And if it found an address, then it's registered, so it's already registered. Let's propose some cool domains. And now I'm executing the cool skill internally, which is going to return 5 examples. 5 cool examples like Fabry LFG, like we saw. Finally, this is how we create the check skill. So it's basically like a JSON structure, very similar to how you define in Discord or Telegram bots. So you will say, this bot, which has a tag ENS, at ENS, you can use that tag inside a group chat, for example, and it's going to recognize that you are tagging that bot. And it has more skills in the demo. This, I'm just showing the check skill. So the check skill receives 1 parameter. You can see that, domain between brackets, triggers, just like a double check to see if the skill is triggered, examples of how this command should be used. these are all parsed into the system prompt automatically. So this is what gives the smartness to the bot. It's very important. This part is also very important to be defined very clearly. And then we define the type of parameters that we get. So in this type is a domain, it's a string, but we could check if it's .eth or if it's a URL or maybe a EVM address. So now that we have seen how to get to reasoning, again, all of this was demoed on Converse. This is our open source app. It's available on the App Store. And it's going to allow you to interact with bots creating a message kit. Each bot creating a message kit is just as any other user in Converse. You will need a private key, and it creates an account, and then you can talk to that account. So we are going to see one last demo with different skills. All these examples are open source, are available in the docs. And this is called Base Agent. And I want to show how Base Agent looks like. So, okay, let's see the demo first. You can see like converse.xyz.baseagent because every profile has its own like landing page on Converse. So people can chat to you like a deep link into messaging you. And we are going to also see something more interesting that is real transactions. So this bot can help me with swapping, with minting, with requesting testnet funds. So let's say I want to swap. Okay, this is going super fast. Let's say I want to swap. So it has a frame. This frame receives the swap parameters that were parsed by the agent and creates a ready-to-go button that is going to trigger a swap in maybe in Coinbase wallet. So 1 ETH for USDC. Again, this is using all the skills that we saw defined and fine-tuned and then parsed. Now let's say we want to mint. In this example, I'm going to use, we have many ways of minting. I just want to send a Sora URL, and it will return me an open frame that is available to mint on any minting frame. So that's one way of minting also, triggering a frame. Now let's try to pay. In this example, this is my manager called Sol, and I'm going to try to pay 1 USDC to Sol. Sol is his username in Converse, and this is how it looks. Tip Sol, triggers Coinbase wallet, you just send 1. Again, these frames are customizable. You can send any receiver address, any amount, any token, any chain, and they will just be triggered in the wallet. Finally, if you need testnet funds, you can go to Base Agent. It's asking me Sepolia or go early. Sepolia is fine. Now it's connecting to the APIs of Learn Web3. They provide faucet testnet in a very convenient way. And as you can see, it gives me a receipt with the transaction that we just saw. So that was Base Agent. Now, how much time do we have left? We have? Okay, any questions so far? Yes.
I wanted to understand if this is a conversational app. So in case I tell that I want to swap 1 USDC, and then in the it responds back, and then my following question is, okay, let's make that 5. So does it understand the context of the previous chats?
Yes. So there is one thing that it's called memory.
Yeah.
And right now I'm using only what I call short-term memory.
Oh, okay.
Every time you restart the bot, it starts fresh.
Says, yeah, got it.
But if you keep speaking, it's like the memory is there.
It's in memory.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay. My second question is this kind of scalable? Because from what I understood is that it splits your question into bunch of instructions and commands.
Yeah.
The passing, and then based on the commands, it's executing. And then after that execution, it's kind of a handler if-else statement kind of thing. So, if it's /check vitalik.eth, then execute this skill, blah, blah, blah. But then is it kind of scalable? Because if you build 5 skills, okay, if you, just add 5 skills, then it would only work for 5 skills, but it would not know how to combine those 5 skills and work, right?
To combine?
To combine in the sense, if I ask, let's say, can you check if Vitalik.eth is available and also send one USDC to Sol.
Yeah.
Is that possible?
Yes. I only show an example that used, like this one was only, I want to check if Vitalik is available, right? Yeah. And it answered in 2 lines. Your question will return more lines.
Yeah, so how would it understand which, okay, so you're just picking up the command from there and executing it one by one?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, and you can even like, let's check out the docs real quick. Maybe you are in the middle of multiple command processing, like you need like to ask 5 questions. So you will use something like this. By the way, this is message kit, these are the docs. You can start with a very simple CLI, and you will have 3 examples: the ENS agent, a group bot with use cases like tipping, payments, and so on. Middlewares, like how to connect with external APIs. For example, I'm using this for the testnet funds. And to your question, maybe you need more, maybe you need the bot to answer a specific one between commands, so you can await for a response.
Okay, got it.
This will allow you to execute multiple commands, but in between, you know, let the user interact with them.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And this is very new. So I hope it works, but let me know. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's okay. Okay, I can. Any other questions? I can demo the CLI. So we have more time. If anybody has questions, don't hesitate.
I had an, should I go? I had
yeah.
question. So how difficult is it to integrate an external API in case I want to build something that is a bit new, let's say not a base agent, not a crypto related stuff, but something else. So if I want to integrate some external APIs, a bunch of external APIs, add a bunch of skills, how difficult is that to do it?
Yeah, so they are, we call them middlewares.
Okay.
So for example, you will just, in this case, this I use the Chrome middleware to send daily updates if you subscribe to a bot. So you just have this file, for example, and then you would integrate that into your handler, your main handler. So this is the full ENS bot with all the skills. So as you can see, I have a reset skill, I have a register, how to register ENS domain, and each one of these code blocks can talk to any external API and return a response. And you can put those files inside, like, I like this structure. So this is a structure of a bot. So what I would do is to, so index, skills, and prompt are like the basic stuff. And then I will put into handlers or maybe a lib folder all the external APIs and middlewares.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, so these examples don't use that many because are the basic ones, but if you, yeah, like for example, if I go to Friends Day, so we were hosting Friends Day a couple of days ago, and we were managing 5 different bots. Each bot would perform a different action. So you had Earl the bot. Earl would onboard you to the event and add you to the group chat. Then you had B2, who was delivering popes. Then you had Cusco, which was the ENS agent that we just saw, just copy-pasting the code and calling it Cusco. And then Peanut will give you advice about DevCon side events, and Peanut will give you advice. No, we allow you to play Wordle in a frame. So in this example, maybe it's more, you can see how the file structure it is. But I have, so I'm fetching the event API from the ENS team. I'm also using a local database, LowDB. I'm using cron because the bot send the updates like, hey, Vitalik is about to speak. So this is more like a complex bot. I also have local data, like this was the structure of the popes and the subscribers. You could also see more handlers. And in this case, you will start the 5 bots. You will start like 5 runners, each runner of for 5 bots inside one bot. And each handler will have its own like bot name, and so you will be see clearly who is talking to whom. Yeah, this is just like a cool example.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, is there any like nice vector database that's decentralized or Web3 vector database that you might advise us to use?
The database in Web3?
Yeah, vector database.
Vector database?
Yeah.
No, I haven't tried any. No, that's interesting. Why are you thinking about a vector database?
I don't know. Maybe RAG or something.
Yeah.
Like talking.
No, I'm using JSON databases, simple stuff. Because for more complex stuff, I recommend you using Brian SDK or AgentKit from Coinbase. So the cool thing is that MessageKit plays well with all of them. So MessageKit, you can think of MessageKit as more on the UX side of agents. And then if you want to perform like more deep skills on chain, like agents autonomously performing swaps, then you would need more like hardcore infrastructure like Brian SDK or AgentKit from Coinbase. But you can combine both, like making it fun and easy to use, but also complex and even integrating LangChain, for example, and using vector databases with LangChain. This is a node backend, so there is no limits to what you can build, honestly. Yeah, just trying to keep it simple in the examples, but hopefully you manage to build cool stuff. Okay, and that's how you start with MessageKit. That's the CLI. I put any name. You're going to see that on the right I have Converse, on the left I have the repo. This is the ENS agent demo. Because I don't have my private key set, it's going to generate a random one for me, which I can just copy paste. So each time that I start the bot, it's going to keep the same address. Again, we have the skills, we have the prompt, the index, and now it's even deep linking me to Converse, so I can say hi. I don't have the OpenAI API key. Yeah, no OpenAI key found. So if you input now your OpenAI key, this is going to be like just the example that I showed before. And if you want to see how a system prompt looks like in full, you will, again, these are the 5 AI skills: reasoning, fine-tuning, prompting, processing, parsing, and definition. And in prompting, you will find the full prompt. This is the full prompt. So initial rules, it was very hard to get to these ones, like every word counts. So yeah, if you change any detail, this could like work very bad. User context, this goes and fetches information from ENS or Converse APIs. Then parses the skills automatically. So now the bot knows what are the skills and how to use them with examples, very important. And then we will go into the fine-tuning, example responses. And that's it. That's a full system prompt for the bot. Shouldn't be more complex than that for 6 skills. The more skills, of course, the more complex. Yeah, then you are going to find more information about XMTP, like how you receive a text message, how you receive a reply, how you receive an attachment like an image, how to use GPT vision for interpreting an image and splitting the bill. There is an example. So lots of examples, everything open source. You can go here. Happy to help you building along the weekend. And if you have any questions, we are going to be at the booth. So yeah, thank you. Let me introduce myself. Where is the, because I was called Fabri, but I'm not Fabri anymore. I'm humanagent.eth now. This is my new identity, and I'm very happy about my new domain. So yeah, product and developer at Ephemera. Happy to talk to you after this talk. Thank you so much.